Hello, I'm Pooja Shankar. I'm member of the editorial team of the 5th Estate 2023-2024, and I'm first going to be interviewing Ansh Ruhela for the position of Institute Sports Secretary. So, I will start off with a few general questions. So, my first question is, the SOC is the backbone of sports in insti, yet its structure is constantly changing from year to year. What are your plans for the organization this year? What verticals do you intend to add and remove, and why?
Yeah, okay. So coming to your question about the SOC structure, I completely agree that SOC is the backbone of the Institute sporting culture. Coming to the recent structural changes, I feel reinstating the club conveners would be a good thing because Institute captains are majorly involved in the contingent practice and contingent players. But then there are several activities that has to be taken care of with respect to the general student body. And 2 years ago, when I was part of the SOC, I also had been the club convener of weightlifting. So I was able to cater to the general student body very effectively, include new people into the club and give them insights about the niche sport, about the technical things about weightlifting, and about the publicity of the weightlifting. So the three changes which I'm going to do is to reinstate all the club conveners under the events team, and I'm also adding 3 or 4 strategists under the women's rep and PG reps to help them on planning the events more effectively so that they don't have to rely on the SOC's core team.
So my second question to you is this. It is noticed that the sports facilities like the basketball ground, cricket ground, even the Sangam Ground are often not available to all the students because they are reserved for practice of the insti teams. How will you address this issue to make these facilities available to all the students while also not harming the practice of the insti teams?
Okay, yeah. So I agree to your question that we have a shortage of the facilities with respect to the number of students that we have on the campus. It's true that there are dearth of facilities for basketball and cricket and others, but to tackle that, we have already set up a pitch at the Vatsa ground so that can be used by the institute people as well. Apart from that we are also going to have a new sports complex building coming up in a few months that is on the 4th tennis court. That would be having a common basketball and volleyball court on the ground floor and some badminton courts and TT tables as well, along with the fitness center as well. And apart from this, to cater the other aspect of the sporting community, that is the general student body, I plan to organize home and home away matches between the hostels so that they would be engaged in the events, and that would also help to instill hostel feels among the hostel residents, and that would also help in restoring the culture as well.
So moving on to the questions from your manifesto, one of the points on your manifesto was improving the transparency of NSO selections. Can you clarify how the current system lacks in this regard and how you plan to improve it? Furthermore, as the semester selections are already completed with the next being post your tenure, how would this point align with your term?
Okay, so to answer your questions, being a weightlifting captain for the last year, and I've seen the NSO selections for the last 3 batches, then what we generally do is we make up some criteria and we allot points over those criteria, and based on the points we select the candidates. I am not aware about the selection, how it is done for all the other sports, but what I want to propose is along with the help of all the sports captains, I want to make up a criteria list for the particular sport, so that will be made available to the students as well, so that they know on what basis they are selected or on what basis they are not selected. So in alignment to my tenure in this year after the election, I would work with the captains to make that rule booklet, and so that it would help the future juniors, future batches to have a look and have a sense of learning from the NSO selections as well.
So my next question to you is this. So you have mentioned various initiatives to be reinstated for the inter-IIT event, including plans for nutritional requirements, sports physiology and psychology sessions. As there are only 75 days to the inter-IIT event, how do you plan on implementing these within that time frame? And have you established any partnerships for the same? Can you also address the feasibility regarding the physiology session?
Okay, yeah, last year also we just missed on clinching the general championship overall. But we ended up having the 4th place on the general championship. I feel we had the potential, but we lagged on some very minor issues like the injury recovery and nutritional recovery. and how to manage the pressure during the high intensity matches. That was what happened with the volleyball team, with the women at Roorkee. So I have planned to have year-long nutritional supplement deals by a SOC Spons team. I've already been in talks with one of the companies, with the marketing head. And coming to the physiology sessions, last year we had the physiology sessions at the swimming pool, but the physician who came for the sessions, we did not receive any good feedback regarding him, so we have to look out for some better options. And coming towards the psychology workshop, this would be organized for the contingent member exclusively, to acquaint them how to manage the high intensity matches, how to not lose confidence during those high intensity matches.
My final question to you regarding the manifesto is this. So, what is the current feedback and action framework for improving trainers or coaches for different sports in insti? Lately, there have been a lot of complaints from players that they don't have dedicated or qualified enough coaches for some sports, and there is no mechanism to address this to the gymkhana as well. If a coach is found to be incompetent, the process to get a replacement is very tedious. What is your plan to do something about it if you get elected?
Yeah, so addressing this question, the current feedback and action framework for improving the coaches. So this thing completely comes under the gymkhana officer, that are the sports officers, the concerned sports officers. That is true that we have been receiving some mixed feedback from the contingent players and the general student body as well. So what I have planned is we would have a quarterly feedback from all the contingent players and as well as the NSO players as well. And I'm also going to set up a feedback forum on the insti Space mobile application, so that we can instantly receive feedback or any complaints or any grievances through the students. And based upon those complaints, those feedbacks, then we will decide upon what should have to be done regarding the situation of removing or reinstating the coaches.